Sony phones not had good performance and pricing for several years, but in my opinion the Sony Mark III series came to change the game, and this video is a review of the Sony savior, the Xperia 1 Mark III. Let's the video. The phone weighs 186 grams and has a thickness of 8.2 mm and a size of 6.5 inches. It can be said that Xperia 1 is not a light phone, but its design, weight balance and 21:9 ratio make this device very comfortable. The back and front panel of the phone are protected by Gorilla Glass Victus, and the middle frame is made of aluminum, and in addition it has the IP68 standard, which is completely waterproof. As expected from Sony, the body material is completely premium and its resistance is excellent too. On the back panel are 4 camera lenses with a flash in a vertical frame in the corner. 2 flashes are also on top of the lens frame. The Xperia 1 Mark III has very minimal and attractive design, and its back panel is a magnet of fingerprint because it is glossy, which is a bit annoying. On the front panel is a flat display with a lot of notch, and the selfie camera is on the top notch of the display, and 84% of the front panel is a display, which is not an acceptable number for a flagship, but its long design make you not feel bad. In terms of display, the Xperia 1 Mark III has the best display among phones. An OLED display with 4K resolution that supports HDR10 Plus content and displays more than 1 billion colors. The colors on this display are very dynamic, and the black color depth and contrast is great. Its 643 ppi pixel density is unrivaled among other flagships, and its content is extremely sharp, but its 514 nits brightness is quite suitable indoors, but you do not receive much light from this device outdoors. The refresh rate of this device is 120 Hz, which is great, but by activating 120 Hz, you lose the 4K resolution, which I do not think anyone would like. Sony Xperia 1 Mark III has a capacitive fingerprint sensor on the power button, which has really great speed and has high security too. As you know, Sony is the manufacturer of camera and lens, so the camera of this phone should be great. The main lens of this device is 12 megapixels. Photos with this lens have a great dynamic range and do detail and color processing well, but it also has software sharpness. Portrait photos are captured with a 0.3 megapixels TOF 3D sensor. The subject separates well from the background, and the background blurs is very naturally. Photos have very little noise in night mode. Exposure and detail increase well too. The Xperia 1 Mark III also has a 12 megapixels ultra-wide lens. Ultra-wide photos have a wide viewing angle, and the quality of the photos is very similar to the main lens, but they have less sharpness and are a bit softer. The telephoto lens of this device is 12 megapixels and has up to 4.5 times of optical zoom. The quality of the photos in zoom mode is completely acceptable and does not lose a lot of sharpness and detail. Sony's software capabilities for the camera are excellent too, so you can capture great videos and photos with it. You can also record 4K 120 frames per second video with the main lens, and its OIS stabilizer performance is also lovely. The Xperia selfie camera is 8 megapixels. Selfie photos show sharpness and detail well, but dynamic range is average. Selfie camera can record full HD video at 30 frames per second, which is weaker than other flagships. In terms of hardware, the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III has a Snapdragon 888 chipset and 12 gigabits of LPDDR5 RAM. There is no lag or slowness for this phone, and everything is done very quickly in this device. Mark III has a liquid cooling system, and in long-term use, only normal heating is seen in it. Its internal memory is 256 or 512 gigabits of UFS 3.x, which has a very high data transfer speed. This $1,200 flagship has only 2 years of software support and now has Android 11. Android stock is very simple but very light and fast and puts the least pressure on the hardware. But the amount of software support Xperia 1 Mark III is really low. The battery of this phone is only 4500 mAh of lithium polymer, which due to the strong hardware, high resolution display and powerful camera is not a good capacity and works in semi-heavy uses from morning to evening. The charger of this device is 30 watts and also supports wireless and reverse charging, and it takes 75 minutes to fully charge. The speaker is a stereo and even has a 3.5mm audio jack, which is great for a flagship. The volume is excellent and has excellent quality and produces a good bass. But the best part is that when other companies remove the charger from the box, Sony puts a $300 earbuds in the box, which is just great. Overall, the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III is not a cheap phone, but with its price it completely satisfied you, and it is a complete phone with a high purchase value, and that is why this series can be called Sony Savior in the mobile industry. Thanks for watching. If you liked my content, subscribe to my channel, and if you like this video, like it. Goodbye, see you in next video.